Yeah, what up, my peeps? Welcome back to another edition of Life and Times of Rack Low. Two L's up, salute. Yeah. On this particular night right here, we was out in Marcus Garvey Village, Brownsville, Brooklyn. Yo, word up. Shout out to my Aunt Rebecca. She definitely held the kid down, and she was very instrumental in my upbringing and making sure, you know what I'm saying, when I was living in Marcus Garvey Village, that I had a place to stay, you know what I mean? And I had a person and people that cared about me, you know what I mean? My whereabouts, my existence. So, yo, I just want to say salute to my Aunt Rebecca. Much love. I love you. But, yo, this photo right here, it reminds me of Boosters United, you know what I'm saying? Shoplifters United, because on this particular night right here, and this whole ordeal right here, it was unplanned. On this night right here, it was my 16th birthday party. You know what I'm saying? And it's like boosters from various areas in Brooklyn came together, connected, united, formed Voltron, and we pretty much, you know what I mean, celebrated at my birthday party, my 16th birthday party in Marcus Garvey Village. On this night right here, you have boosters from Marcus Garvey Village. You have boosters from St. John's and Utica. You know you had representatives from Albany and Fenimore. And also you had some, you know what I mean, some boosters from Crown Street in Utica, you know what I'm saying? Near my man Boostin' Bob, you know what I mean, and like on his block, you know what I mean? But yo, this night was monumental, and it was ill because, you know what I mean, like back in those days, like in the late 80s, early 90s, even though the low heads and the different polo crews, they were like competitive, you know what I'm saying, as far as who was the flyest, who was the illest, who had the biggest street reputations, who made the most history, who was the most talked about, the most sought after, you know what I mean, who was the flyest crew. So like, even though all of that was going on, there was still a sense of, you know what I mean, solidarity. There was still a sense of brotherhood, a sense of unity, you know what I'm saying? Because as you can see in this photo right here, you know, we all came together and we united and we had a great time, you know what I mean? Even though we were sort of like in different crews and doing our own things on a daily basis, you know, on this particular night, you know, we put all of that aside and we was able to come together and make history. And this photo right here, to me, is like one of the most monumental nights in low life history, because I feel like even though we was representing the polo, the fashion, you know, beneath all of that, I felt like the brotherhood was intact, and that love and loyalty was there, you know what I mean? So we had Flatbush, we had Crown Heights, and you know what I mean, we had Brownsville, all representing, all for a common cause, you know what I mean? To be low down and dirty, and to put our names and our crews on the map. And you know what I mean, like I said, we was so young, we was making history, and we didn't even know we was making history. That's how ill it was. But yo, in this flick right here, you got some legendary boosters in this flick right here. You know what I mean? You see my man AV Rock to the far left with the Polo USA ski vest, the red and black version with the mouth full of fronts. Yeah, that's my man AV Rock representing St. John's, you know what I mean, between Rochester and Buffalo Avenues, SJP. Next to him, you see Lil Tim Low, one of the youngest lowlifes ever, representing hard body from St. Mark's, you know what I'm saying, St. Mark's in Utica. Body, always catching wreck, legendary. Then we got, you know what I mean, a representative from Albany and Fenimore, my man Nana. Next to him, we got Rich Low. We got Kerm Low. Next to Kerm Low, you see my man Laquis with his back turned with the red and black ski vest. Next to Laquis is me with the white and blue Polo USA ski vest with the red and blue anniversary cross flags. Yo, that combination right there was sick. If you were a low head from the 80s and the 90s, you know when you threw on the anniversary cross flags and, you know what I mean, a ski vest, it was automatically a body, you know what I'm saying? It was a body. That was like a specialty, you know what I mean? A look that the lowlifes was really, really known for, you know what I'm saying? Putting items like that together, meshing them well as far as the color blocks. Also in the photo, next to me, you got my man Kirk Debut, rest in peace. Next to him, you got Dre from the 90s, rest in peace. Up top with the white cookie, you know what I mean, Goose, my man Sergio. And next to Sergio, you got KB from Albany and Fenimore. And in the back, you got Peanut. You know what I mean? Yeah, this photo is crazy. You see the classics in here is like legendary though. And these pieces right here, they like they date back to like the 80s, the 80s, like yeah. The 80s, like 1987, 88, 89. You know what I mean? Like those was that was the era when it was like crazy, and the lifestyle was lucrative. You know what I mean? Like being a low life was lucrative. You know what I mean? Being a booster was lucrative. And I remember, you know what I mean, this night was crazy. We had the party, you know what I'm saying, and everybody came out, and beef definitely jumped off this night too. You know what I mean? It was definitely burners involved as well. Some beef jumped off with like some rivals of lowlifes that lived right across the street in the next housing development. It got real dirty this night, you know what I mean? So, but it was definitely a legendary night. It was a night to remember, and like I said, to me, it was one of the greatest nights in lowlife history that I can remember, you know what I mean? And I was only 16. Making fashion history was already legendary status. Yeah, and it was ill too because, yo, heads pulled up to Marcus Garvey Village in a red pickup truck. You see the red pickup truck, you know what I mean? How everybody loaded in the back of the pickup truck? That was the means of transportation that night, you know what I'm saying? So you already know. Mad heads was packed in that joint in the back, riding through the hood, riding through Brownsville, riding through Crown Heights, and yo, yeah, that's how we made it around that night. That's crazy though, because you already know, like if you see in the front, probably only like 2 to 3 people could fit in the front, but Heads was like, nah, we gonna get like the pickup truck and we gonna bring it, you know what I mean, just have mad heads just jump in the back and just have like, you know what I mean, it's gonna be like a low showboat, a low parade, you know what I mean, coming through the hood, just mad low as we riding down the blocks, coming from Crown Heights to Brownsville. That's crazy. From Crown Heights to Brownsville, back to Flatbush, back to East Flatbush, back to Crown Heights. As far as the white vest I caught, I remember Boostin' Billy, he had took me, Rudy, AV Rock, and Sean Dew. He had took us out to Philadelphia because like his grandparents, you know what I mean, had lived out there. He had like real family ties out in Philadelphia. So like he took us out there and we hit up 2 spots on this day. We hit up John Wanamaker's and we hit up Strawbridge's. The first spot was John Wanamaker's. We ran up in there and we was on a mission for the ski vest though. Like that was our whole purpose for the day. So we ran up in there. AV Rock, Rudy Lowe, they both caught red and black ski vests. You know what I mean? At the Polo USA, down the side. On the back, you had the Ski Man. On the front, you had the Polo Cookie. That joint right there is classic. You see AV wearing it right here in the flick. You know what I mean? To the far left. You know what I mean? The red and black version. That joint right there held crazy weight. But yo, they had different colors though. So yo, like I said, Rudy and AV, they caught the red and black version, right? So boom. You know what I mean? We in John Wanamaker's, AV and Rudy, you know what I mean? We just see them pop up with red and black vests on, you know what I mean? I guess they ran up in the spot and they threw the vest on. Like they ain't even throw the vest up their biddies. They threw the vest on. You know what I'm saying? So he just came out with their vest. And then minutes later, we see Sean Dew. Sean Dew came walking out with the full-length cookie raincoat. Crazy. I think it was blue too. Yeah, it was blue. Yeah, he had the blue version. Yo, that was crazy. He came out with that. And you know B-Bill caught, I think B-Bill caught a vest. Cause you know B-Bill lived out there, so he was he was crushing them spots on a regular basis. But I think B Bill caught a vest and he caught like some other cookie pieces, you know what I mean? But in John Wanamaker's, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, I didn't catch my vest out of John Wanamaker's, you know what I mean? But B Bill was like, yo, Rack, don't even stress it, son. I got another spot we gonna go to right down the block. We went to the next spot, and the next spot was Strawbridges, you know what I'm saying? So boom, we go up in Strawbridges, you know what I mean? Go up the escalator, we make it to the low section, you know what I'm saying? And what do we see? We see the white and blue version of the Polo USA ski vest. Yo, this was the first time I think we ever seen the white and blue version, you know what I mean? Because heads was used to the red and black version. That was the only version heads had seen up to this particular time. So when we ran up in Strawbridges and we seen a white and blue version, yo, B Bill automatically snatched it, popped the Lizzie, and just, you know what I mean, like just threw it up my back. Boom! Immediately, you know what I'm saying? Threw it up my back, and you know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? Now I got my vest up my back, you know what I'm saying? They got their vests on, you know what I mean? So it ain't really that hot because everybody's wearing vests, so it's not really that hot, you know what I mean? As far as us being on camera and all that, so you know what I mean? Now I got my vest up my back, you know what I mean? Now B Bill and them, you know, they still getting busy. They cracking Lizzies, they you know what I mean? They catching other low ITs, throwing it up the back, whatever, just getting busy in a section. So yo, now everybody got what they wanted, you know what I mean? We start peeling off, you know what I mean? We start making our way, you know what I mean, out of the building. So we go down the escalator, you know what I'm saying? No D's coming, everything's sweet. Make it to the first floor, everything's sweet, no D's coming, you know what I mean? Everybody exit the store, no D's coming. Yo, we went to Philadelphia and we all scored the Polo USA ski vest, you know what I'm saying? And I think like a week or two later, you know what I mean, it was my 16th birthday party and we ended up, you know what I mean, this night wearing the Polo ski vest in Marcus Garvey Village in Brownsville, Brooklyn, fresh to death, you know what I'm saying? Linked up with other legendary boosters, and it was, of course, you know what I'm saying, a historical occasion.